There's a difference between a dog and a man. There's a difference between a stray cat, a stray puss, and a woman that knows her worth and doesn't just settle because of her emotional state of comfort, of lust, of temptations, of cravings. And yeah, I'm just so sick of giving my body away to men in hopes of them choosing me one day. I want to know that this relationship is going somewhere, and it's not based on my physical appearance. It's not based on how good I am with pleasing you or hello, beautiful people. I am currently getting ready in China. We're currently in China for the Canton Fair and Expo, and here in China for business. Welcome to those that are new to seeing me and meeting me for the first time, and welcome back to my girls, my people. So I had this question come up on my YouTube channel. Why did I decide to become celibate when I found my man? And was it a spiritual choice? I just also turned 31 a few days ago, November 1st. I turned 31 years old. So let's talk about it, ladies. Let's talk about becoming celibate on the journey of becoming her. So there was a point in time during my relationship with my fiance that I sat him down and I was like, you know what? Actually, I thought about it before I sat him down. I was like, you know what? I'm not sure when he's gonna pop the question. This was many years back, freshly dating. And I was like, you know what? I'm just so sick of giving my body away to men in hopes of them choosing me one day. Women, we're out here cooking, we're cleaning, we're, catering to our boyfriends. There was even points in my life where I was catering to situationships, and it got me absolutely nowhere. Many people can also say that they have gone through breakups and have just felt like they've given their life or bits and pieces of their life that could have been spent doing other things to people that you were in hopes of marrying or settling, or just you had an expectation or outcome. And your body is so sacred, especially as a woman. The energy, the aura, the power is within from a woman. And when you're giving and exchanging your body, especially sexually, you're exchanging your energy. And sometimes you don't even realize this sexual exchange, the spiritual exchange with soul to soul ties. You could be sharing your body with toxic energies, draining energies. How about generational curses, depending on where that person is from, right? So I was like, you know what? I want to go on this spiritual walk. Before starting my YouTube channel, maybe a month before starting and posting my first video, I just knew that I wanted to take a different route. I was already doing really well in my personal training business. And I just knew before starting my channel that I wanted God to be the center of my life. I wanted to get closer to Him. And at that point, I was about a year and a half into dating my fiance. And so he has supported my entire journey of everything. I communicate everything. And I just found a partner. God blessed me with a partner that I can talk to freely, communicate freely, and he understands and he's patient. And it just shows the self-control that he has. But also, as a woman, I wanted God to strengthen character traits about me, like self-control, consistency, discipline, that would not only make me a better partner or a wife, but also a better coach. Having more self-control allows me to stay in shape, allows me to stay on top of my business when I'm traveling or wherever I am, no matter how I feel. It allows me to make logical decisions even when I am emotional. And women tend to do opposite. Humans in general tend to have less self-control, less emotional stability, less discipline. It's only a few that are actually at the top. Think about it. How many people make decisions because they're emotional? You make decisions because you're lonely. You decide to sleep with someone because you want physical touch, craving physical touch, yet still feeling empty. I've been there before. So I just started to think about all the things that I've already done in my life, and I still had no results of the outcome and the reality that I wanted. God has the bigger plans for us. God has the best plans for us, but we have to surrender our desires and make sure that it aligns with God. I knew that coming to my partner and telling him where I'm at in my spiritual walk was a decision for him to make if he wanted to walk that decision with me. And when I explained, I've been giving my body away to boyfriends. Like, I personally don't want to give my body away to you any longer. Started this relationship off without God, and I was giving my body away to my fiance. So he has had an experience, but I said, no longer will I continue to give my body away to you. I want to know that this relationship is going somewhere, and it's not based on my physical appearance. It's not based on how good I am with pleasing you or me being pleased, but also self-control, that like we're not together, or when I have a baby and I'm not as hot in that moment, that he has self-control himself, because I have witnessed it when we were dating, that my relationship isn't based off of my physical appearance or pleasing him in that way, that there's more depth to our relationship that is beyond a sexual connection. Of course, when I travel or when I'm by him, I'm like, man, I wish I could use this hot tub or this shower in many ways, the king size beds and the 5-star hotels in many different ways. But I know that staying obedient to God, he will provide that experience when I'm officially a wife. And so pretty much it just got to the point of giving my body away to potentials. I pretty much just got to the point where I'm just like, I'm done with words. I want to see action. My man has always stood on action, okay? Been about action, and that's why I really liked him, because he is always consistent. Like, the actions follow up with the words. And I've been in relationships or just even friendships where people, they say one thing, they do the opposite, or they don't do it at all. You got to beg them, you got to plead, you got to point. I don't have time. If somebody sees value in you, they will respect you. They will communicate with you. They will be patient. They will understand why you make the decisions that you make. They will be with you to grow. They will be with you in the good, the bad, the hard, the ugly. And that is what a true partner is. And the qualities that he has, and we continue to strengthen both individually and together, is beyond the sexual chemistry. And just seeing that he's able to have self-control in a world full of temptation is also, it allows me to respect him more. And it's a beautiful thing in the world where I can say that I, as a woman, have self-control as well, where I would date men in the past because of materialism and their looks. Very shallow girl, old Shen was. And it really just didn't get me anywhere. I remember being in my first relationship and dating this guy, knowing that he had another type, must have, because there were women involved. There was like a headache, like loving this person was so hard. And I remember just reflecting when I was in my 20s dating this guy, and I was like, how, like, loving me shouldn't be hard. Loving someone shouldn't be hard. And that is another reason why I decided to walk away from that relationship. I was like, I can't do this to myself anymore. This should not be hard. Like, choosing me and me choosing you should not be hard. And we just see a lot of toxic love. We see a lot of fights and dramas, and women are involved, men are involved, cheating, lying. It's just too much. And I don't believe that that should be normalized like it is, especially in movies, in these TV dramas, and in all social media. And that's why I don't fixate on what other people post online. I create the life of my dreams based on what I want. And I make sure I come to God and I ask him, like, God, what are the desires of your will? Like, let your will be done in my life. I stayed 2 years single before dating my man. And in our engagement video, I mentioned how I met him, so please watch that. And yeah, popped out of nowhere and was like, hey, can I take you on a date? I knew him for a while and he fell in love with my mindset. But while I was single for 2 years, that's what I was working on. I was watching a lot of videos such as mine. I just started like doing the girly things and getting my life together, reinventing myself, dressing better, setting boundaries, becoming that girl. Yeah, like when I met my man, he asked me, how many people are you seeing or dating? I'm like, I got people on my phone. He's like, get rid of all of them. I said, say less, no problem. But I want to see consistency because there's always been a lineup. It's very evident to when I'm walking beside him. Men are dogs. Men, even like we're out here, I just see men that are just like, and it just had me just so appreciative of my man. Like, he's not thirsty. He's also never been thirsty for me. He's not worshiping me. As a man should not worship anyone. A woman should not worship anyone but God. I should not be an idol for my husband or any man, or like, should not idolize people or idolize things or idolize life. And it just brought me so much joy to see that my man has self-control and he's not a dog for me. He's not been a dog for me. There's a difference between a dog and a man. There's a difference between a stray cat, a stray puss, and a woman that knows her worth and doesn't just settle because of her emotional state of comfort, of lust, of temptations, of cravings. And yeah, I was a lost stray, picking up low quality men based on what they could give me or provide for me until I took 2 years off to build a business and become more purposeful and passionate about working with women, changing their lives, getting their feedback and seeing joy, helping women get pregnant. I mean, not in the bedroom, but changing their life to where they can have babies and children and start families. Also working with wives that have probably already had children and now they're a healthier version of them and they can contribute to their families. And that's what I do in my challenges. And I also do that in one-on-ones, in person, and on YouTube. Helping women to see their value is more than their body. And yes, spirituality does tie into it. As I've gotten closer to God, I've just seen that how I take care of myself allows me to respect my body more and value what I put into it, who's around me, the energies around me, because I feel like as I hug myself, I'm hugging God. As I'm close to myself, I'm nourishing myself, I'm taking care of myself. I want to be a better person because it's a reflection of God. It also says that in the Bible because the Spirit lives within us. However, sometimes when we're living, or most times when we're living of the world, we choose what is convenient because it satisfies the flesh. And so asking God to weaken your flesh allows God to work on you. And even in this relationship, we've both been able to work on each other. God has definitely blessed me with somebody who is a complete opposite to my high energy. But I really do appreciate how my man can be stand on self-control. And so a lot of people, even with food cravings or with temptation, with social media, being addicted to social media, like I don't want a man that needs to use social media for business, or he just doesn't know how to use his phone or time. He's constantly scrolling. So imagine a woman that is constantly on social media, not getting paid, but is just constantly scrolling and doing absolutely nothing with her life or her beauty, doing nothing to become a healthier version of themselves, like not attractive at all. I wanted to create and still creating a woman that I want to be proud of, a woman that I once needed, a woman that my inner child would be proud of because my mom didn't have the opportunity to have this much calmness and clarity when she was going through depression, when she almost died and left us here because she was maneuvering through a foreign country on her own, and my father had no self-control of his desires of the world, and how temptation controls 90% of people and the population. And it's honestly sex, it's lust, it's this feel good of people just don't realize that they're giving their bodies and trading demons instead of healing from those demons. And I just got to the point where I was like, I'm too good to just give my body away to people anymore. And I didn't have a time frame or limit on marriage, but you're not trying to be in a long relationship with somebody and it's not going anywhere. And there are people that are in 5-year, 10-year relationships, still giving out their body, giving out their time in hopes of marriage. And excuse me, like, a man knows, he knows. When a woman knows, they know. If a man wants to, he would. If a woman wants to, she would. And I just don't want to complicate my life. I don't want to be around people that are unsure of me, and I have done that so many times. How many times have you been in the world with potentials and you're just hopeful that they're going to choose you one day, but you're so insecure and you have to leave one eye open? Life isn't supposed to be like that. I had this question on my live. Someone had asked, what do you do when you are trying to get the attention of someone that you like? And I said, date them like a friend, or treat them like a friend, and get to know them as a friend. So it puts less pressure on the relationship. It just puts less pressure on the outcome. And you truly get to see who this person is when you have the least amount of expectations. Let people show you in their daily actions who they truly are, instead of forcing them into someone that they're not. Because when you put so much expectations on, this is how you're supposed to be, you don't allow people to show you their true colors. And then you find out in the long run, when you're already married to them, that this is who you are. You truly have to let people be and not choose people based on what they can do for you, materialism, lifestyle, what they drive, how they look. And you truly have to just get to know them over coffee, over tea, text messaging. And I get it, dating is draining, it's overwhelming, but you can have a bunch of selections and there could be one that is a potential. But look at their life, look at how they spend their free time, their hobbies, what they invest time in, how they talk to people, how they talk to you, how they treat you and treat others, how they talk of others, how driven they are they ambitious, do they travel, or do they have a passport? I believe that everyone should have a passport. Everyone should be making some type of moves in their life before meeting other people, because why are you waiting on a significant other to do things in your life? I wish in my 20s I spent my money on a plane ticket to China, even if it was by myself, to start and get ahead on business opportunities. And so many of you guys are wasting your money on fast food, and you don't like your body, you don't like how you feel, and you're looking for love. You need to work on, as much as you can, self-development before looking for love or investing in love. And interview people, let them show you who they truly are over time, without so much pressure on, this is who you need to be to me. And oftentimes you're like, no, you have to be this person to me, so you can't sleep with other people. You can't. If a person wants to, they will do whatever they sexually desire, or what they're craving, or what they're tempted to do. And you have to just accept that is just who they are. There are good people in the world that do have self-control, but do you have self-control? There are people in the world that are disciplined, but are you disciplined? There are people that are very ambitious, but do you continue to give up on yourself and procrastinate? There are people in the world that don't swear, they have clean language, they know how to communicate, but you're over here using the F-bomb or talking nasty words to yourself or to others, and that's not what your dream man would want in his woman, in his lady. What is your character like? And so there was a point in my life where I knew I had to change my character to attract better in my life, so that I got a lot of what I wanted in my life. And I continue to ask God to guide my steps, guide my person, and guide my family, guide you guys, guide everything that flows through me, everything I touch, everything that I get to work with, anyone and everything that I get to work with. And I've just seen so many lives change for the better beyond my partner. And guess what? If I'm able to change your life and be a part of a significant area of your life, where I get comments like, Shen, you're changing my life. Imagine what I'm doing for my man. And that is who I truly wanted to be as a person. And so being around a man or any kind of valuable man that sees me beyond my body, but also adds to me, pours into me, invests into me financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, and I didn't have to give my body away to have that kind of resource or help, it just shows a lot of what a man wants to do or see his woman be able to do without me giving my body. I didn't have to suck my way to the top. And guys, I know I'm funny, but yeah, just have so much more respect and appreciation for a man. Honey, do you have anything that you want to say and add to the women that are asking about celibacy? How are you feeling about being celibate?
Is it live?
No, it's just a video.
No, that's fine. That's cool.
Give one advice.
One advice about?
About not using your body to see your value or prove your value.
Yeah, I think that we met, you remember, the best thing that I like about you, that was your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Our first date, when we went to eat after our shooting range,
Mm-hmm.
I was just, when I came back home after that, I was just like, wow, okay, she has the body. Because I met at the gym, yeah. But then I was like, I didn't expect that this girl can have at age 27 at this time, yeah.
I was 27.
Yes. And I was like, wow. I was like probably thinking for like a few days after our dates, that the mindset, we see the relationship is so awesome, so different than any of my previous dates.
Yeah, remember you saying that.
Yeah, why I said by myself, you know what? That's the one. This
The
year.
one. You want to show them your outfit? Your
Oh,
shirt?
no. Yeah.
Fathers and
Just
sons.
a simple.
Guys, we gotta go, but yeah, limo is waiting. We're headed to a factory to see and make some business moves. So I hope I answered the questions, but yeah, loving someone should be easy, even if it's your friend first. And I love my clients. Of course, he was a client first before anything moved on or happened, but he wanted the opportunity to date and we went on a date and here we are years later now. Fiancé!